G'day guys, going to do a little video today about my 93 Mazda UF 2.6 litre petrol four-wheel drive. Been spending a little tiny bit of money on it. She's pretty old now, obviously. Just got some new suspension put in it, getting some more upper, I'm getting some new upper and lower control arms, ball joints, etc. Getting some tie rod ends as well, just to tighten up the front end a little bit. Raised it up the front about 40mm, and the rear about I think it's raised up about 60mm at the moment. So suspension's in, the steering components aren't. But tomorrow it's going in for a new exhaust from the headers all the way back. And I'm just going to show you what's on here. Now this is all sort of, I believe it's factory, and I'll show you again tomorrow after I get the new stuff. I believe it's going to be hooker, what am I talking about? Redback headers. I've had them ceramic coated. It's going to be a 2¼ inch system all the way through. It's going to have a high flow cat and a tri flow sort of in between muffler on the rear end, so it'll give it, it's not going to hold it back and be as quiet as a, you know, full-blown silence muffler, but you know, it is what it is. It's going to be a little bit of, it's going to be better than what's on here now, and I'll show you why. Okay, I'll stop this and change the camera angle. Okay, so here we go. That's the stock cast iron inlet manifold, exhaust manifold there. There's nothing particularly majorly wrong with the exhaust, but there is some things holding it back, which I'll show you. So that's getting replaced, and I'm going to have ceramic coated redback Australian made 4-1 reasonably long tube headers, and there's a reason why I wanted to have them coated and wanted the long tube headers over the short. So obviously 4-cylinder 4-wheel drive ute pickup if you're in America. Obviously they're not very powerful. It's nearly a 2-ton car, will be when it's loaded up to go camping or whatever, so it's made to carry weight, so they're a pretty slow thing. So I kind of do want any little bit of performance I can get will help. So the reason for coating them is the standard tube, steel tube headers, they're going to radiate a lot more heat. They're going to heat up quicker, radiate a lot of heat, and then cool down quicker, where the cast iron will, you know, there's more mass to it, so they'll heat up slower, they'll hold the heat, but I don't believe they'll radiate as much because they're thicker and they're heavier. So by ceramic coating them, that should not melt the wires as easy, keep a little bit of heat out of the engine bay. So that's the inlet there for the air filter, so I want to try and keep as much heat out of the engine bay as possible and protect the leads. But also what it will do is it'll try and get more heat down the exhaust system for longer or for further, and then having those longer tubes as well, that will help. That should help pick up velocity. That extra heat will transfer that velocity further down the pipe, and hopefully we might get a little bit of extra scavenging effect. Okay, that's the theory behind it. Okay, so coming underneath the car, I believe that's a standard cat there. What we've got going on here, that's my new torsion bar. We've actually got the outside diameter. I'm not sure how you measure the diameters of these, but This one here is 54mm outside diameter, so I don't know whether that's classed as a 2-inch, a 2-inch internal with you know, 1.5 or 2mm wall thickness. I don't know whether it's measured on the outside or the inside, but anyway, it's 54mm on the outside. Then it goes after the catalytic converter, it's 54mm, but then someone's done a terrible join here and it reduces down to about 37mm. Then it goes back up to, sorry, 47. Then it goes back up to 54 into the standard type muffler, which there's something loose inside the muffler there. That's sort of one of the main reasons. I'm going for a new exhaust, and then we go out the back. And somewhere along the lines, somebody has put this rotten piece of garbage on the back. So I don't know, looks like now this goes down to 40, what did I measure? I think this is 45mm plus that terrible bend right there, which that's going to reduce it down to, that looks like it's going to reduce it down to, if you're lucky, 38. So there's a massive restriction right there, and actually that whole thing is a restriction. The outside diameter goes from 54mm down to 45 with that big restriction right there. I don't know if that's going to show how much of a... So I am hoping that I may feel a little bit of a difference. There'll probably be a noise difference, but hopefully there's definitely, I'm going to pick up something. Okay, so these are the rear springs that I've just put on. Okay, so I'm going to start up the car. It's cold now, so you might see a little bit of condensation or something come out of the exhaust, but that's probably normal when it's a bit cold. I don't know what the temperature will be tomorrow when I film. I don't know whether it will be pre-warmed up, but anyway, I'll start the car now from cold, run it up a little bit. I might even take it for a little bit of a drive, and we'll do the same thing tomorrow afternoon. Start up, I'll rev it up a little bit in the driveway here, and then we'll go on the same drive tomorrow and see what it sounds like and see if we can notice a performance gain of anything, you know. Not expecting much, but the thing with exhausts is you don't pick up power from an exhaust. You're just not as restricted. The engine will still always make the same amount of potential power. It's just how much the exhaust restricts that power. So yeah, I completely know that you don't make power from exhausts. You're just freeing up the flow. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna, where are we? Where's my finger? Okay, my thumb. Just there should be a speedo on the dash. We'll do the same drive tomorrow. let's see if there's a different noise and any better speed. Okay, so I'll give it a little bit of a bootful here. Okay, we'll slow down that sign. I'll come to a complete stop just here. There's a big hill here you probably won't be able to see, but there's a yellow line. Second gear, third gear, steep hill, fourth gear, so I was pretty much flat out then. Just got to 82 k's as we hit that bend back there. So we'll listen for some noise, and we'll also listen for and we'll look at the speed and see if there's a speed difference. Okay, and I've got all the windows up as well, so we should take any wind noise out. Okay, I'll get back tomorrow with the new exhaust. This is back in the roundabout, 20 k's rolling start. That's revving to 3.5. That was revving to 3.5 in third gear. 3,000 at pretty much 100 kilometres.